All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Timeout Crew here back again with our last predictions of the weekend for the NFL playoffs. The reigning Super Bowl champs, Philadelphia Eagles, travel down to New Orleans to take on the New Orleans Saints. What you guys got, fellas? The Saints are favored by 8. I think it's quite a bit there. Parker, start us off since you wrapped us up last time here. What do you got? Who you got? Saints, Eagles.
Um, I'm kind of picking on the spot here because I think it's going to be a phenomenal game, this might be, besides my Chargers, the game I'm really looking forward to because, Zai and I mentioned it a while back, probably about a month ago, that Eagles making it in the playoffs if they knew. I said, if the Eagles make it in the playoffs, they're gonna make a deep run. And I don't consider a deep run just winning one game, which they did last week. I consider it winning 2 games. So I got the Eagles in this one, fellas. The Superdome is going to be super for the Eagles, not the New Orleans Saints. I just think, fly, Eagles fly. Foles, he's going to have a great game. He didn't have the best game this last weekend. Threw, 2 interceptions, But I think he's going to have a really good game this weekend. The defense stepped up, and it's going to step up again. They played, quite a few weeks ago, and the Saints obliterated them, swept them out of the field. But I think it's gonna be a totally different story. I just think something about the Eagles, they made the Super Bowl and won it last year for a reason, and they're in the playoffs and at the spot they are in for a reason. And they might not win it all again, but they're gonna. I mean, just think, and you guys might think, why are you picking a 6 seed over a 1 seed? Well, just like 2010. There might have been even one closer sooner. But that's when the Packers, they were the 6th seed in the NFC. They went on and won the Super Bowl. So I'm not saying the Eagles are winning the Super Bowl because I got hashtag bolts up winning it. But I got the Eagles winning this one. My score prediction is going to be 31-27. Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly.
This game's tough for me to pick. I've been rolling with the Eagles. Called it before they even made the playoffs about 3 weeks. As soon as Wentz went down, I said, watch out. The Eagles are going to get hot. Foles. The Eagles didn't play great last week. Now, part of me thinks that that's just how good Chicago's defense is, especially that defensive line. In Chicago it was cold. So, this one's tough for me, but I'm going to roll with the Eagles. And I just think there's just something going on. And usually you always get a wild card team that makes a run. So I'm going to go with the Eagles. Tough pick. I could take the Saints too, but I just got a gut feeling the Eagles are going to win this game. I'm going to predict Eagles win on a game-winning field goal, 27-24. Now the Superdome will be rocking. Saints have a couple dangerous playmakers, Thomas, Kamara. But there's just something about the Saints doesn't ever make me feel confident about picking them in the playoffs. So got to go with the Eagles here. And I got to keep riding with the Eagles because I've been saying the Cowboys, won a tough division with the Cowboys and Eagles. So I'd love to see a Cowboys-Eagles NFC Championship game.
Oh, man, if I had Lee Corso sending me, I'd let him say it, if he was right here next to me. But not so fast, my friend. Jeez. For you guys both to pick the Eagles, who shouldn't even be here right now, you want to talk about absurd. I mean, Parker's on a streak, man, picking the Bulls to go to the Super Bowl. Now he's going to pick the Eagles to beat the Saints. This might be a little bit of bold prediction. I don't know, but I'm taking all the favorites this week. I think the top teams in the NFL this year separated themselves. And I'm taking the Saints. I'm taking the Saints to win 35-28. Reason for that being is, again, I think the Eagles should have lost that. And here's the main difference is instead of having Matt Nagy, we have Sean Payton. I thought Mitchell Trubisky played great. Hats off to him. Nothing against him, but you go from Mitchell Trubisky to possible MVP Drew Brees, who's been there, done that. So I think the Saints, they're going to come in, who dat to the Eagles. That's what I think is going to be. Way too many weapons on offense. Drew Brees can, he's basically can throw the ball anywhere. I mean, Michael Thomas, arguably one of the best wide receivers. You throw a ball up there 50-50 wise. I hate saying this because he came from Ohio State, but the dude can ball out, especially at that wide receiver position. Alvin Kamara is, probably, arguably, I'll say this because I love Christian McCaffrey, arguably the best dual threat running back, coming from running the ball and catching in the passing game. Best dual threat running back in the game. Mark Ingram's that, I need a yard, go get it type of guy. We've seen it before, and I think the Saints are going to do it again, especially in the Superdome down there in Louisiana. That place is going to be rocking. It's going to be packed, loud. I think the Saints defense has been red hot to end the year. They're fully healthy. I think the Eagles defense is good too as well, but there's no way that the Eagles defense can contain New Orleans offense like New Orleans defense can contain the Eagles offense, if that makes sense to you guys. So I got this one being high scoring. I do. Too offensive. I think Foles' magic runs out. I just don't think, I don't think he played great last week. I definitely don't think they deserved to win last week. I still feel bad for Cody Parkey. May his soul rest in peace because I know he's taken so much hate this past week. So hopefully he's doing good, but that could be the other thing. I don't think Will Lutz misses that kick. So if it does come down to the last second field goal, Will Lutz is definitely putting that through. No win in the Superdome either. So you got to think about the kicking game, special teams game. Does anybody know if Ted Ginn's playing? Because that's another threat.
Won't matter.
Oh, boy. Oh, I'm going to wrap this one up, ladies and gentlemen, because, Parker's got he's been red hot tonight. He's been debating with everybody.
He's playing. They don't have any injured players.
He's playing.
He's playing.
Watch out for Teddy Jr.
But like you said, not so fast. Last time, Jacob, our timeout colleague, he said the slipper's no longer going to fit for Nick Foles. And that's what you're saying. And guess what? They went out to Soldier Field and beat the Bears. They messed around and got a dub in Chicago. I mean, they messed around and got that dub. So, I mean...
Oh, my goodness.
Easy pick.
Hi, Dr. Pepper.
I gotta tell you the one point, Trav. You bring up how they probably shouldn't have won, and you're probably right. The Bears should have won that game at home. But when you think about it, let's use the Patriots last year as an example. They shouldn't have beat the Jaguars when they made the Super Bowl. The Jags fumbled late in the game. The Jags had that game in the bag. I mean, how many times do we see in big games? Seahawks should have beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl game. It just you get magical plays that happen, and sometimes that's what lights the fire. I mean, Nick Foles probably packed his bags and said, "We're leaving Soldier Field," and I didn't. I had 2 interceptions in the first half. Mm-hmm. Like what? I mean, thank you. We got to win. Let's go play loose. And I mean, we know we can do this. And like I said, I think people discredit the Eagles' defensive line, and if they can shut that run game down and get pressure on Drew Brees, I'm telling you, fly Eagles, fly.
Fly Eagles, fly.
We'll see. I'm gonna have my Mardi Gras beads on. Sunday for the last game.
Party in the off season.
Yeah, you'll be breaking them. Breaking.
I don't think so. I don't think the Saints let me down this year. But that wraps up. Our 3. We're obviously missing a couple of guys on timeout tonight. Hopefully we can get their predictions in somehow. But those are our predictions for the playoffs. A couple bold ones. Definitely had some heated arguments going on tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We're going to wrap up tonight getting into, there's been a lot of college football, a lot of NFL, coaching changes going on there, coaching rumors. So we're going to dip a little bit into that. We'll try keeping it short. Wrap tonight for you guys. But thank you for joining us for our playoff predictions. And we hope that we can get you guys to come and watch us talk about a little bit of coaching carousel going on right now.